So I was having this dream and I was speaking to my mum. My mum passed away when I was like 8 or 9 years old. I was having a dream where I was talking to her. I became lucid within that dream. Funnily enough, it wasn't the fact that I was talking to my mum in the dream, it was something else that sparked half lucidity. For the rest of this video, I might end up switching between saying mum and ma. I feel weird saying mum, it's not something I say just because I'm Glaswegian. Oh, this is going to be annoying. So anyway, I was having this dream where I was talking to my ma, right? My ma, and I became lucid somehow. I can't remember why, but I thought this is amazing. Here I am, consciously aware within the dreaming state, understanding that I'm in bed sleeping. I'll start speaking to her. So I started speaking to her, and within seconds she started taking on the colour of a corpse, this horrible grey colour. Her hair started to turn black and she jumped on top of me. I fell backwards on my seat with her on top of me, strangling me, making these grudge type sounds, these clicking, ticking type of sounds, and I found myself awake in sleep paralysis. And I thought to myself, I'm not having that being the last memory that I have of my ma. Now, first of all, I understand that it's not actually my ma that I was talking to, it's just an aspect or a version of my subconscious mind taking on the appearance of my mum. So I gave myself a task to basically manifest my mum or spawn her when I become lucid next. So basically I was looking at old photos there, like photos there when she was younger. Well, every photo of somebody's when they're younger, just to get the image fresh in my head, because I mean obviously I remember what she looks like and stuff like that, but you still want to get as much detail as you can, what she sounds like, what you imagine her personality to be like, what height she is, that kind of stuff, so that when you perform what I'm going to explain soon, you can visualise all these details, whether it's an object you're trying to spawn or a location. I'm just using my mum and like spawning a character as the reference here, but you have all these perfectly detailed images in your head of what that person, object or location looks like before you manifest them. So basically I memorised it to as much detail as I could. So I became lucid and I managed to make her appear. And I was speaking to her, I was telling her that I love her, I was just talking away to her, nothing really out of the ordinary, but it's a nice fresh memory considering the last one was a bit fucking mental. The third time that this happened, well technically the second time that I'd done it on purpose, was when I was practicing astral projection. And again, I'm not here to debate whether astral projection, lucid dreaming, that kind of stuff, but it was back when I was practicing the rope technique when you're in the vibrational / sleep paralysis stage, and I was so-called out of body. I was strongly setting the intention that she was going to appear behind me, and again I felt as if I had this big energetic hug after what felt like the presence of my mum. And it's a weird thing because it felt like the feeling was like absolute euphoria mixed in with complete sadness. The two of them were mixed together to basically create an experience that I can't really explain. Again, it would have to be experienced. But anyway, that was a good ending towards the first nightmarish one where I woke up in sleep paralysis feeling that my mum had turned into a vampire or a corpse and tried to start eating my neck. So, how do you spawn that special shovel and smack it at that person's head that you cannot stand within the dream? So, I'm only kidding on. Treat everything in the dream with love and kindness. Hug things, hug people, tell people you love them, tell things that you love them, because you're technically giving yourself one big psychological hug, and you might wake up feeling better. I don't know, but I treat your subconscious with care, blah blah blah, all that happy stuff. So how do you actually spawn people? First of all, there's two things you have to include here: knowing and believing. You have to know and believe that it's going to work. It's the same way when you're in a dream and if you try fly through the window, there's a good chance that you're putting mental boundaries on yourself, because by trying to do something, you're limiting yourself. It probably won't work. So whenever you're performing any of these, just as I said, when you're imagining what they look like, what they sound like, all that kind of stuff, you have to know and expect this to work, and it will. Maybe no first time, but the first way that I do it, I vision what I want to appear beyond this door that I open. So I'm opening up a door, knowing that what I'm thinking about is going to spawn, it's going to be there. I know it's going to be there. If it doesn't work, close the door and repeat this multiple times. The same can be said when you walk round the corner, because you're technically in a new viewpoint, and there's a good chance if you're setting intention, you're knowing and believing that they're going to actually be round that corner. They might not be there straight away, but at some point you'll probably run into that object, that location, or that person. I've done this quite a lot with skateboards. It's something I quite like doing, and back when I was playing Tony Hawk games and stuff, and currently playing the new Tony Hawk's game, when you do these insane arcade-like tricks and go about 100 feet up in the air and do about 17,000 kickflips. I would basically try and do these things in the dream. So again, it depends on what you want to spawn. Anyway, I'm rambling here. Another way you can do this is basically, if you watch me because of Lucid Dreaming, there's a good chance you already know about this guy, but his channel's name's Tifero. I'll leave a link in the description to his channel, and he basically says that if you speak to dream characters that are already within your line of sight, if you walk up to people that are already there and basically start asking them if you've seen this person, whoever it is you're thinking of, if you've seen this person, there's a good chance that they might start to manifest and form into the person that you're looking for. I'm pretty sure that's the way he explains it. Or you could run up, you could see people from behind, you could look at somebody from behind and shout on them, hoping that as you get closer or as they turn around towards you, that they'll start to look like that person. Another way is to basically shout out loud and ask the dream to provide you with what you're looking for. In my case, whenever I've asked for a skateboard or other things that I've asked for, I always seem to get this same female robotic voice answering either yes or no. It's really weird. Let me know in the comments if you've got anything similar to that. But shouting out and actually asking the dream, or if you're in a crowded place or there's at least 10 people, or I don't even know if it matters how many people there is, but if there's a certain amount of people already existing within the dream, shout out that person's name, and there's a good chance that one of them could be like, aye, alright, and you'd be like, alright, how you doing, mate? Another way is to spawn locations and stuff like that, to manifest dream scenes. Daniel Love, the Lucid Dream portal, if you watch, again, it's like Tifero, if you watch my videos because of Lucid Dreaming, there's a good chance that you already know about Daniel Love's channel, which again, Lucid Dream portal. He has a video talking about how he creates dream portals within the dream in order to use them to get to different locations. So I'll leave a link to that video in the description box. Another way that I done this one time, and it was actually my first ever lucid dream, and I don't know if it was just a case of beginner's luck, but I like to enter the dreaming state through different techniques within the wild method, the wake initiated lucid dreaming method, where you're basically witnessing the hypnagogic imagery form into a dream scene. So as that's happening, know and believe that what's then going to be formed in front of you is going to be what you're thinking about. Again, in my case, I usually feel myself shooting through like a big colourful little tunnel, and there's like a bright white light getting bigger and bigger, indicating that I'm getting closer towards the end of the tunnel, and that's usually the time that I'll be visualising or setting the intention for a specific dream location to appear. Or that's what I did that time anyway. So try that if you like to lucid dream that way. Again, I've got this really weird one where it seemed like a good idea. Pull your phone out and then say to the person, right, I'll see you in 5 minutes, mate, and they'll appear. Or arrange to meet them soon, and maybe within the next few minutes they'll appear somewhere, they'll get out a taxi or something like that. But again, once I started thinking more into this, I was like, what if the phone doesn't come out the pocket? Then if you do get the phone out the pocket, it's not going to be simple to use or contacts. So again, it seemed like an alright idea, but maybe if you know that the phone's going to be there because it's such a normal everyday thing, you know your phone's in your pocket, don't even look at the screen, because the text will be all mumble jumble, won't make sense. Just imagine, know that you're speaking to that person, know that they're at the other end of that phone, and then just start saying, oh, I'll meet you in a second. Again, this is something I've not tried, but it'll be interesting for me to experiment with it. But for now, stick to the ones that work, like the ones that I've explained before this. If you found this video helpful in any way, then subscribe, share it with somebody else that you might think it could help, leave a like and comment down the bottom letting me know any other ways that you spawn people. I'm always learning, I'm by no means an expert, always do your own research. And again, thanks very much for watching, have a good one, take care.